Hello? Hi, it's me, CryptoClick. Yeah, I notice you're trading on crypto exchanges, but without any benefits at all? That's madness. You know, I've been made an affiliate partner with pretty much every exchange out there, so if you want to get some benefits, you might as well set up exchanges with the links that I've got in the video description or in my Telegram and Discord. You can get welcome bonuses for signing up, or even better, up to 20% off all your trading fees for life. Yeah, I know, what a treat. So next time you fancy setting up an exchange, use some of the links that I've got in my video description, because otherwise you're mugging yourself off. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a think about Matic. So Matic, we were talking about Matic 5 days ago, 6 days ago on this trade here, where I was saying, look, this is an epic chart, Matic, the best altcoin I've seen. It was true. And it's turned out to be pretty good. So we're talking about getting in on this trade on the retest of this golden cross on the 4 hourly, and so far that has yielded about a 80% move basically from our entry point, and I got out after 70%. So yeah, call me paper hands, whatever you want to say. Look, I'm trading on the Bitcoin pairs here, so and I'll show you why I had to really get out. But look, if I put in, I'm not going to tell you how many Bitcoins I put into that trade, but I put in a few, and look, 70%, I almost doubled the amount that I put in over a 5-day period. That's the game that I play. That's what trading is, really. You cannot complain with that kind of move. The liquidity being very high. So the reason I think that for the moment we've reached. Well, let's think it. Let's just talk about being cautionary, right? Is because the money flow index on the Bitcoin pair, which is the pair that I trade, reached a very significant peak over here, 97 or 97.4 basically on the money flow index. That's telling you to get your head tested if you're looking to get in on this trade. The trade was something that we entered when it was looking good, but the momentum was picking up, but hadn't quite gone crazy. This is normally the counterintuitive trading that people can't cope with, and obviously they start to see green candles, they FOMO into it, and as those Bitcoins enter into the order books, I take them out basically, and that's what you should be thinking about. So don't FOMO into a chart that looks like this, especially when it's Matic, because I know that Matic is awesome, right? We've made our fortune with Matic over the last 3 or 4 years. Basically, since it came onto Binance, it's been an absolute beauty to trade with. And like I say, small-term time trades, long-term trades. We've made a lot of money consistently with Matic. It's nice to see that we can do that again with Matic, but it can be pretty devastating when it reaches these hot areas. And 97 over here is very, very, very overheated. Obviously, it can go to 100 like it did over here, but let's not forget what it did shortly after that. There was a retracement of about 80 to 90%. This one over here, even though it wasn't particularly high, but anything over 95 to me is a no-go trade, or at least get out of the trade, which is what I did over here. I woke up the morning after I sold 70% down, and then obviously, we could go through this on any chart really. You don't want to be trading anything or buying anything when the money flow index is so high. So I exited the trade when the liquidity was at its highest, and that's the thing to do when you're trading these sort of things. So I was, like I say, I was trading with several Bitcoins on this trade, so I needed to be able to get good value for money. So as people were FOMOing in, I took that back. So are we going to get continuation? Well, not immediately, in my opinion. We might have another little spike up, but I think it's going to require a decent pullback with or without Bitcoin coming down. So we'll just forget about Bitcoin for now. We'll treat this on its individual merit, which is what we did to get in on the trade in the first place. So look, with a setup this good and this strong, it's hard not to take it on face value. We're going to have to do it. We're going to have to take the trade, and it worked out. So let's just take the chart on face value now. It's telling us to get out of the trade if you're already in it, or not enter into a new one if you're looking to buy Matic. But what this could mean is from the top here to where a decent consolidation could come down to would be about 3,000 sats today, if it were to do that today. That's a big move. I appreciate that. It was a 31% with its Bitcoin pair, so that could be devastating with its Tether pair. Doesn't mean that it's going to do that. I'm just saying that would be the bottom level of support before it actually breaks down. That's your 200 exponential on the daily. On its Bitcoin pair, that's a really good thing. But with the money flow index being so high, it's kind of bubble pop territory, or at least in the short term. So I think the majority of this move has now been done. Being front run from that $1 area, because most noobs out there like to trade round numbers. I'm going to sell at $1. Sell at $1. Sell at $1. Don't sell at $1. Just don't sell at $1. Front run the dollar. Everybody's going to want to try and trade and sell at that dollar. That's what they like to do, right? So don't trade like a noob. Don't sell at $1. Think about it rationally, a dollar is everybody's target. You need to get out before the dollar, and if it surpasses the dollar, then yeah, we have a bigger breakout. Fair play. But you know, like I say, we've done this trade, so it is overheated for the moment, and it would require a deeper pullback. Let's think of the size of this pullback after this little run. So this pulled back to the tune of 24%, and the money flow index was not in any way near overheated. So the fact is, this is an overheated area now for Matic. A bigger consolidation or pullback, or maybe even just a dump, is required at this level. However, there is another side to the story. So go to a 12-hourly, is it on the Bitcoin pair? 12-hourly golden cross, that's great. We've also got conversion baseline cross above the cloud. This is a continuation of a trend signal. The only way that this would be cancelled out is when the Chiku span, which is this, touches your price action, or this blue crosses this red over here. None of that looks like it wants to happen anytime soon. We've also got the same read on the 12-hourly for the tether pair, and this is all part of the reason we wanted to get in on this trade. I've even looped it from my previous video here, so there we go. So that's where we wanted to enter into the trade. So the lower 50s, we've got the conversion baseline cross above the cloud, Chiku span above price or action above the cloud also. This is a continuation of a trend signal that is still in play. So the trend is very much still in play, but it doesn't mean that we can't have a sizable or nasty pullback without before carrying on with this trend. So let's just face it. It's overheated for the moment. A pullback is required. If it doesn't get it, no big deal. But if you're looking to enter a trade like this, you do not want to be doing it when the money flow index is reading so high. The tether pair isn't quite that high. This is still, I wouldn't say safe, but it's not as overheated as you would normally expect to see on something which has gone quite so far so fast. So there is a good chance still that the trend continues. And yeah, you could look back and go, oh, I wish I'd have entered that trade. I could have made another 30%. But really, what's 30% gain with the potential of 30% loss? That's a risk to reward of 50-50. It's not really a trade, is it? I mean, that's a gamble. That is a gamble. So you have to sit back and just accept that you either miss the trade or you wait for a more appropriate time to buy it, which would be on a deeper pullback and a retest of some of those significant moving averages that we've retested, that we've just smashed right through. But also, thinking about it as well rationally, is that the 200 exponential is just floating just above $1.07, right? $1.04 there. That's where it's hanging around. That's a big area for anything to revisit, and that would require a decent pullback as well. So if you did rally from here to here, a pullback is almost certainly going to take place around that level, and that could be one that initiates that bigger 30 to or maybe even more percent pullback for Matic. There is no bearish divergence on this on the daily though. Let's just check the 4-hourly, what's going on over here. So no, it's still very consistent with a continuation of a trend. So it could easily move up to that dollar before the big pullback. But remember, risk to reward is around 50-50 at the moment, so it doesn't really warrant getting in on this trade. It's very, very hot. And also I feel as though Bitcoin wants to have a little consolidation as well to retest some of those more meaningful moving averages, like the 10 exponential, maybe the 20 exponential as well, which is in the around the $20,500 zone. And if that breaks, then yeah, the party's over across the board. But yeah, it's generally looking pretty sweet and pretty good. But for Matic specifically, if you didn't enter into that trade, I wouldn't do it now. Although the trend is still in play, a deeper consolidation is required, and then when that deeper consolidation has been met, then it would be most likely a buy the dip opportunity, so long as other areas on this chart and the Bitcoin chart don't look anything of concern. And for the moment, like I say, the main thing to focus on is that the trend is still in play. But don't be an idiot and buy the top of the most recent rally. Let's face it, it's done 80% in 5 or 6 days since I said buy this chart. This chart is epic. This chart has got everything to it. That's when you buy. You don't buy now. So I'm just putting it out there. I was talking about Matic. I entered the trade. I exited the trade. The trade is over for me now. Of course, I've still got my hodl bag, but I've had that since it was 1.2 cent, 1.4 cent. That's no big deal. This is a short-term scalpy trade just to increase. It's a Bitcoin trade. I put this amount of Bitcoin in, I get this amount back. That was the trade. It's a Bitcoin trading amplifier. I've exited that trade, so there is no more Matic trading for me at this stage. I will look to find other charts out there which have similar, although I can't imagine I'll see anything quite as good as that for a little while. That was an amazing setup. That's why I made a song and dance about it. Anyway, if we want to look at more altcoins, feel free to join the Patreon. All the links you could find for anything ever is in the video description below. We just normally just look at loads of altcoins, you know, whatever it is you want me to look at, we can look at. There has been some really interesting setups, and obviously some really decent ones like Matic as an example, but there will be loads of other ones out there. And you know, I'll spend a bit of time today to see if I can find some more. But things like what happened with Matic don't come very often in this kind of market. So we have to be grateful for what we get. We also have to be cautious and respect the overall general direction for everything, which is unfortunately still down. We have not reclaimed Bitcoin's 20 weekly moving average. You know, there is a lot of downwards pressure on the charts on their own, never mind traditional markets and the broader economic environment to which we're trying to trade, which I have to say, we're managing to crush the market. All markets these last 6 to 8 weeks have been pretty awesome, but we have to respect the general direction, which is still down. So what we're looking at here, you know, as much as it is awesome, could just be a bear market rally, and we just have to respect that. Anyway, I'm going to leave with you there, guys. I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.